எனது அன்புமிக்க பெரியோர்களுக்கும் தாய்மார்களுக்கும் தந்தைமார்களுக்கும் அருமை பிள்ளைகளுக்கும் எனது பணிவான வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, my humble welcome and greetings to every one of you present here today. We are gathered here under tragic circumstances as we join the family in bidding a final farewell to the mortal remains of the dear mom, grandmom, Mrs. Dhanalutchmee Naidoo. I humbly request that you please observe silence during the duration of the prayer service as a mark of respect to the departed soul of our dear mother and also to the family who are in mourning. If you are familiar with the hymns that will be offered to the divine today, please do feel free to join me. Your service today is conducted by myself, Rani Naika. May I kindly ask you all to please rise as we open in prayer.
முதத்தவனே
seated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may come forward to view the martyred remains of our dear mother and pay your respects to the family. Once again, your service for today is conducted by myself, Rani Naika. If you are familiar with the divine hymns that are being offered to the Almighty today, please do feel free to join me. கொச்சி மொழியானாலும் உன்னை கொஞ்சி கொஞ்சி பாடிடுவே. கொச்சி மொழியானாலும் உன்னை கொஞ்சி கொஞ்சி பாடிடுவே. சர்ச்சையெல்லாம் அழித்ததப்பா, எங்கும் சாந்தம் நிறைந்ததப்பா. பச்சிமையில் வாழலே சிவபாழ சுப்பிரமணியமா, இங்கு எச்செல்லாம் மேலே வைத்தேன், எல்லளவும் பயமில்லையே. நெஞ்சமதில் கோயில் அமைத்து அங்கு நேர்மீனும் தீபம் வைத்து, செஞ்சிடந்து கொஞ்சிடவா சேவற்கொடி மயிலீரா. பச்சிமயில் வாழலே சிவபாழ சுப்பிரமணியமா, இங்கு இச்சையெல்லாம் உன்மேலே வைத்தேன், எல்லளவும் பயமில்லையே. வெள்ளமது பள்ளத்தனிலே தாயும் தண்ணி போல் வெள்ளத்தனிலே, நீ மெல்ல மெல்ல போது விட்டாய், கள்ள வெள்ளம் கரைந்ததப்பா. பச்சிமையில் வாழலே சிவபாழ சுப்பிரமணியமா, இங்கு இச்சையெல்லாம் உன்மேலே வைத்தேன், எல்லளவும் பயமில்லையே. அறுபடை வீடுடையவா, எனக்கு ஆறுதலை தரும் தேவா. அறுபடை வீடுடையவா, எனக்கு ஆறுதலை தரும் தேவா. நீ எருமையில் ஏறி வருவாய், எங்கும் இருப்பவனே. பச்சிமையில் வாழலே சிவபாழ சுப்பிரமணியமா, இங்கு இச்சையெல்லாம் உன்மேலே வைத்தேன், எல்லளவும் பயமில்லையே. அலைக்கடல் ஓரத்திலே என் அன்பான சண்முகனே, அலைக்கடல் ஓரத்திலே என் அன்பான சண்முகனே, நீ அழையா மனம் தந்தாய், உனக்கு ஆனந்த கோடி நமஸ்காரம். பச்சிமையில் வாழலே சிவபாழ சுப்பிரமணியமா, இங்கு இச்சையெல்லாம் உன்மேலே வைத்தேன், எல்லளவும் பயமில்லையே. பச்சிமையில் வாழலே சிவபாழ சுப்பிரமணியமா, இங்கு இச்சையெல்லாம் உன்மேலே வைத்தேன், எல்லளவும் பயமில்லையே. I'd like to dedicate this next song in honor of your dear mom. Dear family and friends, once again my humble Vanakkam and greetings to everyone present here today. Our late mother, Mrs. Dhanalutchmee Naidoo, leaves behind her only daughter Anu, grandson Yashendra, and a host of family and friends. Death is not something that's easy to accept, but there's a beautiful Tamil saying that goes, "Modi saarnda mannarum Modivil pidi sambal என்பதை மறவாதிரு மனமே," which simply means, "Oh mind, do not forget that even a king cannot escape death." Every single one of us humans have a date, an invisible date stamped on us. And once you're born, you get attached to people, to things. But death and loss in any way teaches us that we have to detach. That is one of the most vital part of our journey on earth. I'd like to also quote the words from a beautiful song taken from the movie Vyabari, which very aptly sums up the role of a mother in our lives. And if you understand the beautiful Tamil language, it will resonate with you even more. And in this song, the singer says, "ஆசைப்பட்ட எல்லாத்தையும் காசிருந்தா வாங்கலாம், அம்மாவை வாங்க முடியுமா? நீயும் அம்மாவை வாங்க முடியுமா?" On this journey of life, no matter what you desire on earth, you want to go to the moon, as long as you have the money, you can do it. But can you buy a mother? ஆயிரம் உறவு ஒன்று தேடி வந்து நின்னாலும் தாய் போல தாங்க முடியுமா? You meet thousands of people on this journey of life. You'll have different relations. But let me tell you, not a single person, not your siblings, not your family, not your children, not even your spouse, will love you, care for you, protect you and support you unconditionally, even if you are wrong, like your mother would. உன்னையும் என்னையும் படைச்சதிங்க யாரடா, தெய்வம் ஒவ்வொரு வீட்டிலும் இருக்குதுன்னு தாயடா. Who is this person who has created you and I? It is God in every one of our homes, in the physical form of our mother. If you're fortunate enough to still have your moms living, simply love, respect and care for them, especially in the latter years of their life. There's another beautiful song that's You would have heard countless times, but the meaning of one of the lines is so powerful. Amma yendralikada uyirillaye. There is no life form on earth that doesn't call out to the mother. But it's this line here. Amma ve vanangada uyarvu illaye. If we are not going to take this line seriously, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, then we do have a major problem in life. It simply means that the one who does not love, care for, and respect their mother would never see progress in their lives. You want the biggest blessings in life, you simply love your mother, respect your mother, and care for her, especially in her older years. We do have a few tributes that will be paid today. I'd like to first call on our first speaker, which is one of the nephews, Vijay Naidoo, to pay the first tribute.
Good afternoon, friends and family. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Vijay, I'm Mimi's nephew. As emotional as the day as it is for all of us here, it is a privilege for me to share a few words about my Atta with you. When I was a child, we lived, I think, just about one road away from her, and she always welcomed us with the wholehearted warmth of a matriarch that she was to the entire family. Atta would beam with absolute delight every time she saw someone from the family. When she looked at you, you couldn't help but feel absolutely loved. In high school, I'd visit her every Saturday after tuition, just in time for the best Cornish chicken curry you have ever tasted, and that today still remains one of my favorite dishes. My fondest memories of her are these Saturdays, sitting around the table with the whole family and watching her in her element. Her devotion for, her love and devotion for our dearest Prishi were her ultimate joys in life, and those were taken away from her too soon. Atta had lost too many loved ones in her life, including her late husband, my mama, and our beloved Uncle Jimmy. When times were at their darkest, it was through the support of Anu's pure heart and Yeshi's unwavering strength that she found herself again and again. The way she lived her life has taught us all how to be graceful, how to be kind, and how to love unconditionally. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay, for that. I'm sure for a very heartfelt tribute to your dear aunt. I'd like to also call on our next speaker at this point in time, and that is one of the nieces of our dear mother, Dhanalutchmee Naidoo.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. I would first like to say on behalf of the Naidoo family, a huge thank you to every one of you who are here today for being here with us as we embark on what is undoubtedly a most difficult, somewhat unbearable task of bidding farewell to someone who's really, really a special, dear human being to all of us in our family. My beloved Aunt Deviki, as some of you know her. For us, she was our Atta. For many people, she was Big Mommy. And of course, when Yeshi and Preshi were born, then she was Mimi. And she was Mimi to all of us eventually. And it was just a name that stuck. And we said it always with so much love. Because she endeared herself to every single one of us. Atta was really a mother figure to all of us nieces and nephews in the family, and Vijay could not have said it better, because Vijay came much later, and I know she just enveloped him with just so much love. And they waited every time for Vijayan, when he was young and a baby as well, to come and visit them, even when my uncle, my mama was alive. So much of what I want to say today, ladies and gentlemen, seems not enough. Because Ata meant so much to so many of us. She was really cherished and beloved and a gem in her own unobtrusive way. You know, we always, when we think about life, so easily often sprout cliches and sayings about life and death and how life is short and how you take nothing with you when you leave this earth. And of course it's true on many levels. The only thing you really do take with you is the love and respect of those you leave behind. And my aunt, my Atha, was really so loved by so many, so cherished and so respected by so many. Most especially, it is what you leave behind that matters. It's the legacy that you leave behind that truly matters. And she really has left a lot behind. It's really immeasurable what an integral, valuable part of our lives she was. And she left us all with so many important lessons, just lessons that we learned and she taught us in her own way. Invaluable lessons. She taught us by example, in the way she led her life, in the way she lived her life, sincerely, honestly, and with so much integrity. She had a quiet strength, and she was truly one of the most real, authentic people I knew. And she faced many challenges in her life, but before I even talk about that, and when I talk to my cousins, we have the most beautiful memories of her when we were all growing up. And it takes me right back to Clarewood, to our house there with my grandparents and all of us cousins, because all our parents, it was the meeting ground. And we would all be there on weekends, sometimes weekdays. And there was my Amma and Tata, and Atta and Mama was there, Uncle Mani, Manikam, and Auntie Dhanalutchmee, and it was the home that we all congregated at, and it was our meeting spot. It was a home, it was all of our home, and we all felt so much love and so much togetherness and so much of a sense of camaraderie and unity whenever we were at that house. I think every one of my cousins will remember that we would look forward with bated breath for us to get there, and we were always spoiled. We were always spoiled by our grandparents, but of course Atta and Mama as well. We were always spoiled by all of them. I remember the cooking that took place there, the baking that took place. My Atta was a great cook. Vijay spoke about the Cornish curry that he always looked forward to, and every time we met him, he'd say, "Come, I'll cook for you." Or my favorite thing was, "Atta, I'm coming, but I want the chocolate cake," because that was one of her things that we all looked forward to. But she loved feeding. It was her love language. She loved feeding us. She loved taking care of everybody. She expressed and showed her love through her hospitality, through feeding and spoiling all of us. You could never enter our house without her making sure that you sat down and had a hearty meal and a dessert and whatever else she could send with you. I'm going to share a story with you, which for me is a funny story, but I always remember it. When we were young, I think I might have been 7 or so, and all our cousins, we'd all get together when our families were together, and she was always baking from as far back as then, and I remember that because she bought some yeast to make something for something, and something that needed to rise, so she had the yeast, and she had it in the fridge. We were all playing together, and if you know yeast, it's with the silver and blue foil paper, and for a child, it looked quite exciting. And I went to the fridge and saw the yeast, and I thought it was a chocolate, and I stole the yeast and ran down into the garden where all the mango trees were, and I stood behind the tree and I quickly opened it and tried to put the whole thing into my mouth because I didn't want everyone to know. Of course, you can imagine the taste was awful and bitter. I didn't expect it, and I spat it out. And then it bothered me the whole morning, thinking what that was that I ate. And then Atta was looking for the yeast because she was going to bake. And she looked high and low, and I could hear her tell everybody, I bought the yeast, it was here in the fridge, how can it disappear? And then she finally thought about it and said, don't tell me one of these children thought it was a chocolate and ate it. So she lined us all up. And I still remember it clearly. Anu was there, Tilomi, Lovi, myself, all of us. And she lined us up and said, somebody stole the yeast. I want to know who did it. And of course I wasn't going to admit it. And then she said, it's fine. You don't have to admit it. But we'll know soon enough, because whoever stole it is going to start blowing up because yeast has to rise, and then you're going to explode. So that was all I needed to hear, and I bawled my eyes out on the spot and admitted because I thought I was going to explode and had to be taken to the doctor. So she and I, as I grew up, and even now, we always shared that story, and I used to tell her, remember how I stole the yeast and how you threatened that I was going to blow up, and she would laugh so heartily. And that was another thing about her that most people knew. She had the loudest laugh. She had the deepest laugh. She had a great sense of humor, and she saw the funny in everything, and she loved to laugh. And we, in turn, I would do that, always like to tell her funny stories, because she was the greatest audience. Nobody would laugh as heartily as she did. So I always enjoyed regaling her with all kinds of funny stories so that I could hear her laugh. You know, they say the true mark of a person's character is seen during times of adversity. And she faced her own challenges and adversity in her life. The first one came, and before that, she really had the most idyllic life with my mama and her and Anu. And then, suddenly and cruelly, my uncle very suddenly fell ill and was taken away from her. I think it stays with all of us in the family just how devastated she was. It was something she could never quite come to terms with. They had the closest relationship, and we saw her devastation. We could feel it, we could see it every single day. And it was painful to watch. And then Anu got married, and then she had Prashanta and Yeshi. And that gave Atta a new lease on life. It gave her a reason. It gave her a sense of purpose. And she showered her grandchildren with so much love and care, and she smothered them with love. They were her entire world. Everything was Preshi and Yeshi, and they made her smile. She together with Anu mothered the two of them, and we could see the joy they brought to her and how it gave her a sense of purpose and a reason to live. And so she watched them grow up, and she took on a mother role with Anu with them. And again, so cruelly, life dealt her another blow when she lost Preshi. And all of us again could see the utter devastation. I think it was a blow for all of us in our family, but to see her and to see how she fell completely apart with the loss of Preshi, who was her whole life, was just brutal, and it was just not something that we all wanted to see. And we could feel it, we could see it every day, and you could see the change it made in terms of her health as well. But then she had another reason to continue living, and that was Anu and Yeshi. And so she sold her reason to keep going. They were her reason to smile, a reason to just keep on. And she showered them still with love and care. And I have to say, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, it is so hard when you lose loved ones. And for Anu, who's sitting here today, to have lost her mom and her dad and her husband and her daughter, it is beyond imaginable. And Yeshi, this amazing grandson, who loved his Mimi wholeheartedly and unconditionally. Theirs was a love that was reciprocated wholeheartedly and unconditionally. And I have yet to see a young man at his age who can take care of somebody. He took care of his grandmother. I can't begin to tell you, I could go on sharing the many instances of how he was at her beck and call. He took care of her, he loved her, he supported her, he was fiercely loyal to her. And the last time when she was in hospital, I went to visit and I watched him do things like feed her when she couldn't eat, wipe her mouth. When we were leaving the hospital, she had a few things that she liked and she wanted her feet to always be clean. And I watched her, she'd go to the tap, wash her cloth and wipe her feet, even though she was in bed. And he said, it's because she likes that and she doesn't like sleeping without her feet washed. Then he would massage her feet. And this is a young man who did that every single day with his grandmother. And I take my hat off to him. And it's truly an indication of the remarkable young man that he is. And I know that your Mimi will be so proud of you, and she knew how much you loved her, Yeshi. So, ladies and gentlemen, we all shared personal relationships with her on different levels. But the one thing we all knew for sure is that Arthur was the sweetest, kindest soul with an amazing heart. All she wanted to do was love people, feed them, have them visit, and share her warm hospitality. She was strong yet sensitive. She was quietly confident. She was wise and benevolent, and she was compassionate. And like I said, she had a great sense of humor. She was always happy, supporting all of her nieces and nephews and all the wonderful things they did, and she was their greatest cheerleader. Her generosity of spirit was amazing, and the love and the care and the warm hospitality was second to none. We were all the beneficiaries of that all-consuming love and care. Losing a loved one is the most difficult thing one has to endure. And I know how heart-wrenching this is for Anu today and for Yeshi, as well as everyone else that Atta loved and was loved by. How does one say goodbye to a mom? A mom who was fiercely loving and loyal and protective of her family. I know that this is going to leave the biggest void for both of you, Yeshi and Anu. She was your guiding light, your strength, your support, your go-to person. But rest assured that she knew too how much you loved her. Treasure the special memories you have of her. Be grateful for the time you had with her, and feel blessed that you got to call this amazing human being your mom and your grandmother. You will carry her with you always. Like I said, she knows how you loved her, how much you loved her, and you never left her side. She lives on in each of you, and I have no doubt she will constantly be looking down on you and taking care of you. I think the greatest comfort that I've tried to find in these few days, and I'm sure you will as well, is when I think of her finally being in peace and with Mama and Prashanta. That is the greatest comfort we can find if we think about it like that. So to my dearest Atta, we love you. We will miss you dearly. Rest in peace, because you've truly earned your rest. And to Anu and Yeshi, please know that we're with you today and in the days to follow, sharing in your grief and your loss and your pain. We send you strength and love. You are always in our thoughts and prayers, and we are always here with you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Eulogies Naidoo, for that beautiful tribute. You heard both the speeches today, both the tributes. Not a single person came out here and spoke about what she earned, what she owned, or what she drove. Both the speakers spoke about her personality, her character, and the love that she had for everybody. I want to touch on something that our second speaker spoke about. What do we have left after a loved one has passed on? There's a hymn of 10 verses, which I'm not going to go through now due to time constraints, that speaks about what happens from the time the soul leaves the body until the healing stages of the family. And the final hymn, the final verse of the hymn says, Mandavar swasangal kaatrudan serga, Thuyavar kannoli sooriyan serga, Boodangal aindilum ponnodal serga, Ponavar punniyam yammudan serga. The breath of our dear mother has now become under the breeze. And in time, the sun, the healing rays of the sun will dry up the tears of grief on your face. The body will start to decompose and become one with Mother Nature, returned to nature. And the one who has left us, what has she left behind for those who love her very much? We live in this age of Kali Yugam. We go through a lot of challenges in life. One of the main rules that we have to understand, it's a rule of nature, is the law of every action has a reaction. When you do something good, you can expect, as much as we don't have expectations, you can be assured that you will be blessed for that. Similarly, when you do something bad, you have to, the law of karma, you have to endure some sort of punishment, not because of anyone that's seated here that is wishing that upon you, but because of your actions. And the last line said, Ponavar punniyam yamudan serga. The good deeds of the loved ones who has gone is what we have left to carry us forward. So we have to decide in this age of Kali Yugam that we live in, whether we want to be pulled by the streams of Kali Yugam and go down the negative path and embody everything that is not loving and peaceful, or whether we want to be pulled by the strings that take us towards the path of divine love and compassion and peace. Ultimately, whatever you decide, your family benefits from your actions. So if it is bad actions, unfortunately, they say the sins of the fathers, at some point the family will go through that suffering. But if you're living behind blessings in abundance, rest assured that your family will be reaping blessings upon blessings based on the love and the care that you have had during your life on earth. Having said that, I would like to dedicate this song to Mother Earth to say thank you for having kept and nurtured our dear mother through all the years on earth. It's a beautiful song in the Telugu language, and it is from the Subramaniam, which was a holy book written by the founder of the Saiva Siddhanta Sangam, His Holiness Brahma Shri Siva Subramanian Guru Swami. Dear family and friends, I'd like to, at this point in time, call on the immediate family members who want to offer a rose to our dear mother as a final tribute. If you could please come forward.
Didn't know today would be best, that I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb I can't feel anymore. I'm praying you just walk back through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as I think. There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me,
You may come
and
forward
I
for your
will
hand
hold on
closes.
tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Always made my troubles feel so small, and you were always there to catch me when I'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go, well, God just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the concluding part of this funeral service. May I kindly ask you all to please rise as we do our final hymn. Just a reminder that lunch will be served at the residence of our late mom, 3 Johnston Walk, Mobini Heights. So after the funeral service, you may make your way over to the residence. Please to join me as we sing the mantra, the for Lord Namah Shivaya, as they prepare to take the mortal remains of our dear mother into the furnace chambers. Shivaya Namah, Shivaya Namah. சிவாய நம ஓம் சிவாய நம ஓம் சிவாய நம ஓம் ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம ஓம் ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம ஓம் சிவாய நம ஓம் சிவாய நம ஓம் ஓம் நம சிவாய